Welcome back to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things Tribe. And with us today is the assistant women's basketball coach at William & Mary, Mary Gleason. And first of all, Coach, thanks for joining us this morning, and congratulations on the 60-51 victory over the Naval Academy on Sunday.
Thank you. Thanks, Jay. It's good to be with you. A hard-fought win. Had some really great spurts, and then they cut it a little bit, made it interesting down to the wire. But we see some progress in the girls and how we're getting better, and it's encouraging.
Julie Leach and I were televising that game, and we made some sort of a comment where, the Tribe are obviously early in the season, learning each other, learning everyone's role. It was almost a positive that the Naval Academy made it a little close game towards the end of the game. So you feel that end of game pressure early in the season. Yeah,
it's every single game is a test. And I tell the girls that this is the hardest class they're going to take at William & Mary. And the tests come on game day. So how hard you work in your homework, how hard you work every day, you're tested in the game. So, in each one of the games, Old Dominion and Richmond, we did make good runs. We just couldn't sustain it. And we sustained it longer in the Navy game. So we're proud of that effort.
No secret that William & Mary looking for that consistent score. Who's this person that's going to step up game in and game out? It may be different people, but certainly Sydney Wagner was that woman on Sunday.
She did a great job shooting the ball. And one thing we worked consistently on practice this past week was really being an attacking offense, moving the ball, not getting it stuck. So, they found each other. They set each other up. Sydney caught it ready to shoot. She set other people up. So those were the things that we worked on. So to see them come to fruition, we're happy coaches.
And it also probably the signature, potentially the signature for this 2020-21 edition is going to be that on that defensive side. I thought Bailey Eichner really came to play yesterday, and obviously several people did very well holding the Naval Academy to only 51 points.
We had actually a couple of goals with the post to take some charges. So Bailey took 2 and actually drew an offensive foul on the other end. Gabby attempted to. We thought she was there, but that's
I thought so too.
Up for judgment. So those are plays that are just made out of toughness, and those are always good signs that players are willing to do that.
Going forward, you've had one game canceled. Can't predict the future clearly, but going forward, how difficult is it for the coaching staff, particularly the assistants who are probably in charge of getting the game plan, looking at film and breaking on the opposition, doing that kind of work, and in the back of your mind, not knowing if it's all for naught?
Yeah, it's, we literally try to take day by day, and the goal every single day is make our team better. And I actually had just about that Radford Scout finished. Then we got word that we're not. But you know what? I always learn something watching film, so that's a positive. And the girls are really in tune with what's going on, and they've been great in terms of flexibility. Jay, they still practice with masks on and don't complain. They're troopers, and that is just the way it's going to be. So it throws wrinkles in daily because we train a certain way. We have harder days of practice or lighter days to save their legs. So when a cancellation happens, we quick conference. Ray Eady, our strength coach, has been great and flexible. So but you know what? We're not the only ones going through this. So we do the best we can day to day.
Mary Gleason is our guest, assistant women's basketball coach at William & Mary. I watched 2 games intently on Sunday. Obviously, our game and the defeat of Navy, and then the NFL game with 2 William & Mary guys as head coaches, the Buffalo and Pittsburgh last night. And I thought to myself how difficult it must be for the athlete to really motivate themselves. Deathly silent, how I would describe both games, very frankly, at times, which I guess maybe in terms of concentration might be a positive, but how difficult is it, do you think, for your ladies to go on the floor with hardly any noise in the background?
Well, it's a different atmosphere for sure. But, Jay, that's how practice is every day. There's not a lot of background. They may want more background noise to drown out the coaches. But, we've had games where they've had the fake noise in the background and it's constant too. So that's an adjustment because in the games you have cheering and waves. And so it is a different dynamic for sure. But, I think the girls, having had the spring taken away from them, looking at all the challenges, no summer workouts, abbreviated preseason, no scrimmages, it's like, boom, we're ready to go and hit the ground running. So I think they're just thrilled to be playing.
So final question, couple of road games, then a home game on December the 22nd in preparation, obviously for the CAA around the corner. What are 2 or 3 goals that you want to see happen between now and the first part of the year?
Well, we're focusing on us a lot because, as you mentioned, people are playing out of position. With Eva Hodgson opting out and the graduation of Vic Reynolds, that's a 35-point loss in terms of returning. So people are having to play different positions. Sydney Wagner's playing the point guard, and you could see off the ball, she's a really tremendous scorer. Brie Bellamy is playing the 3 where she had played the 4. So we're focusing on us, and we saw that improvement from the Richmond game to the Navy game in terms of our offense, our defensive intensity, where we need to be positionally. So I think that has to just continue to be our main focus and probably scoring production, getting everyone a little more involved. They're in the gym, they're working, and that's encouraging as well.
Coach, thanks so much for taking some time and good luck going forward with the program.
Thank you, Jay. Go Tribe.
Big banks leaving a bad taste in your mouth, charging you all sorts of fees and giving you nothing in return. Open a Langley Pays checking account and you'll earn 10 cents every time you use your debit card. Get your paycheck up to 3 days early and avoid those nasty fees. Now that's a sweet account. Call us or visit a Langley branch to open an account today.
Today's brands need to activate their marketing budgets to engage consumers locally where they live and shop. Local events across the country are seeking relevant sponsors and partners, and retailers are always looking for ways to increase store traffic and dollar sales. Bring all parties together and, well, bam! Brand Activation Maximizer, or BAM, is a proven, one-of-a-kind software platform that connects brands, events, and retailers. It provides brands with unique opportunities to reach consumers, while helping events grow bigger and better. And best of all, BAM gets proven sales results by taking retailer interests into account. We've already successfully optimized more than $200 million in sponsorship to date, featuring some of the world's biggest brands and events. Yours could be next. BAM! It's that simple.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things Tribe. And with us today is the pride of Geneva High School, just outside of Chicago, Julia Brown. She is a senior on the volleyball team at William & Mary. And first of all, Julia, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Julia, a lot of things to talk about, and I want to get to that volleyball team in just a few minutes. But you've been a 3-year starter with the volleyball program. You are the chair of the Student Athletic Advisory Council Service Committee. First of all, what does that entail?
So the service committee, this year it's a little bit different. We have a team of really great athletes that are working to set up service projects throughout the community. And right now, obviously trying to do low contact, COVID-friendly service activities. And it's been really successful so far with what we've been able to do. We have a lot of really hardworking athletes in our department, and they just organize within their teams and others, gathering volunteers and supplies for different community events.
Well, one of which is something called the Harvest Basket. Tell us about that.
The Harvest Basket Initiative is an annual effort that we put on. We were very excited about it this year just because it gave us an already set up opportunity to do something for the community that wouldn't require people gathering in large groups. And it was very much individual teams were able to fundraise within their own groups and go out, collect supplies, gather food, and deliver them we went to the Laycock Center. It filled 4 huge 3-foot cardboard boxes, and then we had people volunteer to deliver them to 2 different food drives, the Fish Food Bank and Grow, which are both local food banks in Williamsburg.
And we are obviously entering the holidays, and you have a holiday initiative as well. What's that all about?
We do. It's called Holidays. It's put on by a variety of volunteers and social workers throughout the area for families in need around the holiday season. And typically it's an in-person event that is one of our main focuses for the fall semester. And it goes on around mid-December, and we decorate the hall where they hold it. We spend time with families and do crafts with the children while their parents shop through the gifts that we've donated. But this year it was very different. Obviously that in-person event wouldn't be feasible. So we were in charge of providing gift cards for what would serve as the parent gifts, and the other volunteers and social workers are putting together baskets of food and gifts for the children and delivering them to families. So we were able to contribute in a smaller way this year, but we were very happy to put together those donations.
You're a student at William & Mary, which is a full-time job. You're a Division I athlete, which is a full-time job. Where do you find the time to do all this volunteering?
So it's been really amazing, I think, to see that from both our service group and the volunteers that we found from other teams throughout the athletic community, because obviously not a lot of free time available in these people's lives, but it's amazing how many people are reaching out and asking for extra volunteer opportunities. And it was especially exciting to see that from Holidays, because we were gathering gift cards after most people had left campus, since people were heading home for Thanksgiving. So I had so many people reaching out to me, just trying to send me money electronically, Venmoing me for gift cards that we could drop off. And it's just amazing to see that even when people aren't here, they're trying to give back to the Williamsburg community.
No question, an impressive group of people is an understatement. We're talking to Julia Brown, who is a senior member of the volleyball team at William & Mary, and you're a biology major. Any plans for using that degree? We talked a little bit about kind of combining business and clearly medical needs as well.
Yeah, I'm looking into a couple graduate programs for business, and hoping to use that to look into health consulting or hospital administration, something that combines both of those interests in a way that can hopefully help people.
So you mentioned helping people. Clearly that's in your heart at some level. Well, I guess I would say why is that? What draws you to that? And with maybe even a more complicated question, do you find that William & Mary supports and fosters that kind of attitude amongst their students?
Definitely. Yeah. I think it's always been something that was important to me. It's just something that I really enjoy, and I get a lot out of when I get to spend time working with others that are also excited about helping people and, see how you can affect someone else's life positively. And I definitely see that in William & Mary. It's one of the things that just draws me here and makes me feel like I've found the right place, just because there are so many people both in the athletics and academic communities that are just willing to give up whatever time and resources they have to help the people around them. And it really fosters a sense of community, which has been very rewarding for all of us, I think.
Well, let's talk about your sport a little bit. Volleyball, a very exciting sport to watch at Kaplan Arena. Tell us about this year and how the progress is going with all things COVID.
Yeah, it's been going really well. Obviously, it looks a little bit different. Beyond just wearing masks, the different restrictions for each phase have been making things a little bit more interesting, but I've been excited about how we've made it work and the different skills that we've been able to practice at different times. So everything's looking great. People are doing really well, and we're hoping to have a nice, productive spring season.
Julia Brown has been our guest on this session of Tribe Talk. Julia, a senior at William and Mary and on that volleyball team. Thanks so much for taking some time and continued success in all of your endeavors.
Thank you.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
Big banks leaving a bad taste in your mouth, charging you all sorts of fees and giving you nothing in return. Open a Langley Pays checking account and you'll earn 10 cents every time you use your debit card. Get your paycheck up to 3 days early and avoid those nasty fees. Now that's a sweet account. Call us or visit a Langley branch to open an account today.
The Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, recognizes exceptional William and Mary student-athletes for their contributions as leaders in the classroom and the community. This week's Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, is junior men's gymnast Andrew Lubofsky. Andrew was an NCAA Rookie of the Year finalist in 2019 and has earned USAG All-American honors each of his first 2 seasons. He set 2 school records in 2020, including his high bar score, which was a season high in the NCAA. A double major in computer science and neuroscience, Andrew is a 2-time CGA first-team All-American Scholar Athlete and a 2-time William & Mary Provost Award winner. In the community, Andrew helped his team in running fish food drives each of the last 2 years and helped to reorganize long-term storage for the program. He also volunteered with setting up the National Eating Disorders Association Walk in 2020.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
Today's brands need to activate their marketing budgets to engage consumers locally where they live and shop. Local events across the country are seeking relevant sponsors and partners, and retailers are always looking for ways to increase store traffic and dollar sales. Bring all parties together and, well, bam! Brand Activation Maximizer, or BAM, is a proven, one-of-a-kind software platform that connects brands, events, and retailers. It provides brands with unique opportunities to reach consumers, while helping events grow bigger and better. And best of all, BAM gets proven sales results by taking retailer interests into account. We've already successfully optimized more than $200 million in sponsorship to date, featuring some of the world's biggest brands and events. Yours could be next. BAM! It's that simple.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk. This is Jay Colley with us, one of the big men for that Tribe men's basketball team, Mehkel Harvey. And first of all, Mehkel, thanks for joining us somewhere sequestered in Williamsburg. Looks like you got a California flag in back of you there. Good. How are you doing?
Got to represent. Thank you. I'm doing well this morning. Ready to get the day started. Got a big day of practice ahead of us. Just getting back into the swing of things after quarantine.
Yeah, so give us a little inkling. I mean, I guess we've all been through some sort of quarantine. What did yours look like?
Our quarantine definitely was the first kind of real kind of like lockdown that I've been in. Guys definitely held up in their houses or hotel rooms. Couldn't leave the house at all, really. Guys getting delivered food, breakfast and dinner, having to order lunch sometimes. Keeping in contact through Zoom meetings with the whole team, though, that really helped. Every day around 2 to 4.
Yeah.
Usually have team meetings. Guys just go on, talk, maybe like a common theme for the day, and then go from there. It was a good time.
We want to get to know Mehkel Harvey a little bit. First of all, the flag we've been opened up with California. You're from Huntington Beach, California. Tell us about your childhood and, the natural, isn't that like the surfing capital of the world? You got some good waves out there?
Yeah, definitely some good waves out there. I grew up kind of all over Orange County. Up until 6th grade, I moved to Huntington Beach for middle school, and it really just grew on me. Found a lot of friends that year, continued throughout, and went to high school at Ocean View High School. And the waves there are really beautiful. Beach is, of course, beautiful. The pier. Love going down there with friends and family.
Did you play many sports in growing up in grade school and then into high school, or was it all basketball?
I really tried out like elementary school. I definitely branched out a lot. I played baseball, football, all for a number of years. Played basketball here and there for a couple. And then 6th grade, I really just started training. I joined like a small time sports training program, and did that for a couple of years, and then ended up joining a feeder program for my high school. So I never really did too much AAU ball, but was always into it, and I kind of just stuck with basketball after that.
You were one of the leading shot blockers of all time in that big state of California on many levels. So tell us about that ability, and where do you think that comes from? Is it your height and length? Is it the timing aspect? You give us a little bit of an insight there.
Really, I think the length probably plays the biggest factor in that. Just got a lot of length on me, big wingspan. But my freshman year, I can remember I didn't really have that great of shot blocking ability. I mean, I can get up and take some shots out of the air, but never really came that natural. Then I ended up playing volleyball for my high school my freshman year.
Oh wow!
I think that really helped with my timing and seeing the ball in the air and just going and hitting it. I can really tell that leap really from my freshman to sophomore year. Exponentially got a lot better at finding the ball and just taking it out.
Talking to Mehkel Harvey, one of the big men that plays for William & Mary's basketball team. you have come a long way in your career. In my opinion, you're now a junior. You're one of the leaders. You played behind Nathan Knight, obviously, for a couple of years. Tell us about what you've learned in that regard.
Oh, I knew coming in when I was recruited by Tony Shaver about Nathan. Told me a lot about him. Told him I'd probably be playing under him for a number of years before he was leaving, and really told me that if I was willing to learn from him and grow, that I can become a great player too. And that was exactly what I did. Every day, I mean, Nate's just a competitor. He really brought it, and when that's your matchup every day coming in freshman year, it gets tough sometimes, but you just got to keep going with it, rolling through the punches, really building that toughness. So I'm really grateful for Nathan, and obviously he's a great friend of mine now. I'm glad that I could share the court with him for those 2 years, and now my time to kind of go out there and show what I can do, what I learned from him.
Final question. You're growing up in California on the West Coast. How familiar were you with William and Mary, and what made you decide this wonderful academic institution for your learning?
I was not too familiar with William & Mary until I started my recruitment. That started with Coach Jonathan Holmes. My senior year spring. Was still doing AAU at that point. Was getting some official visits kind of set up for that spring, and texted me out of the blue and told me about William & Mary. I really had no idea where it was, but and then invited me out on the visit, showed me the campus. I just thought it was very beautiful campus. A lot of historical significance. I'm a history major as well, so
nice.
It really did interest me. I took my visit out here, not really expecting much. Didn't really know too much about the team, but the guys out here really surprised me. I had a great time on my visit. Thought the team had a close bond. Thought the guys were really funny. Nathan was my Nathan kind of walked me through William & Mary. It was good to meet those guys, and really thought I couldn't pass up the opportunity to come out and play with them.
Mehkel, it's been great catching up with you. Continued success and improvement on the basketball court, and we look forward to a full year of basketball in this your junior year.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Jay.